Right guys, hope we are well. So we're here on this project and I'm going to run through a few issues that's on with this. I've had a few of the plumbers down with this, not saying that they didn't know what I was doing, but they've done a few things that I wouldn't have done, so I'm going to spin you around. We've a look here, set we've got here is a Keston system boiler. This boiler's got a pump in it. It is an S-plan, so when it is an S-plan you guys will know. Pumps in the boiler. And then I'm zoom out a little bit. We've got a hot water zone valve there and a heating zone valve there with the bypass. So what is happening with this job here is, whenever my heating or hot water come into demand, the boiler will fire up. Each zone valve will open independently. But what I'm finding is, this valve here, which is the bypass, and the reason we install a bypass is because when these valves shut down, so we don't get water pump hammer, should I say, in the system, also the pump can get the heat away from the heat exchanger. It just creates a constant circuit around this little 2 or 3 metres of pipework here. This valve here has collapsed inside, so it's allowing a fuller flow. So it's taking its easy circuit around the system basically now. It's not forcing it on the cylinder, because my hot water's been in demand for days now. That is boiling hot. The return's stone cold, and you'll see on my cylinder stat here as well, going all the way down to 30 is not even turning off, it's not clicking, so that tells me the bottom half of this is not even warm, and it is on lukewarm up there. But what really bugs me about this is, this boiler, bear in mind, has got a 2570 pumping. There's no low loss header installed, no nothing. If we follow the pipework along the top there, someone thought it was a good idea to slap another pump on the heating. So again, there is we end up with bare pump pressure and balance on the system and stuff. So I've got 2570 inside this Keston behind me, trying to work, doing what it needs to do, as long as side as a 2580 sat up there, which again is just going to create cross circulation everything on the system. So my job today, my bypass is going. I'm going to get this cut out, put a gate valve there. A gate valve, again, I don't really rate the valves, I'll be honest, but I don't really rate bypass valves, because once these go can create issues. I can balance the system out correctly today, shutting the bypass down there, the gate valve should I say. I'll be able to create a continuous flow around the cylinder now, and I'm certain that this pump in the boiler, I'll get rid of that one up there, and that can make this full system work. First things first, I'm set up one drain off, so we'll start getting this thing drained down. Get everything turned off. Now again, these hose pipes are brilliant, because we're a bit flexible, the monument ones, and that on there, so when I'm draining, even if I'm alone working like I am today, I know it's not going to pop off, but I'm hoping this is going to drain, so I'm waiting for the sounds. No, that's jammed solid. So I'll release the head a bit more, see if I can. There you go, she's gone. Again, I'll get some blow roll. It is in the garage, so I'm not too fussed about the little puddle of water I'll get there. Little bonus working. So quick one while I'm here. Tools. I do like my tools. This wearer set is absolutely great for what I need. So it's got every little screwdriver, ratchet set, bits there, ratchet, electric screwdriver, joker spanner, and that there, stuff like this. Easy, whipping boilers off, cases, being able to work inside and do what it needs to, because I'm going to give this one a good service as well. Whip the burner out, check what's going on inside. This one, some of you guys might not have seen this, and some people are afraid from this, but again, it's a fluid system, air intake, air outtake, pretty simple. It drags air in to the burner, gets drawn into the fan through the combustion process, gets ignited, i.e. comes back up, through your sun, back up the bottom there, straight back up, and the exhaust fumes get blown. So again, simple, but a lot of people see nowadays just the twin flows basically, which is a 4-inch flow that goes straight out. Again, nothing to worry about these. We're just going to check the simple little things, making sure that everything is intact, glued, do our fluid integrity check, and then again, we're happy with that. The plan is now to get underway, whipping this bypass out, because again, I do believe this is creating issues on the system massively, where the water is just floating on. But the problem I'm going to have here, if I get the space to be able to pull it out and move it up. I'm also pressing a little bit of pipework back into, so I've got the press coming today, so it makes life a little bit easier, because there will be a bit of dead water in the system. So I'll have to let that drain down a little bit more. Reason being, you can see there when I'm doing that. No, that's not like that. Again, going on. But it's draining from the return, which is all that leg up there, so this leg potentially will be still full of water. To be fair, it's pretty much looking good now. Pop and grab a quick bucket out of the van. So these little foldable trays are great. Again, whip it out. I can drop it straight on the deck now. Now I'll catch it any surplus water that's coming out there. I'm just going to get it, see if I can get it out. It's gone. And I've got quite a strong flow still going on that. There's a lot of water you'll see inside there. Bang it out now. A lot of debris in there, gritting stuff in the system. What that's causing is it's creating a spring in there to stay constantly open. So, which that has been doing, that has not even been activating nothing. So whip that out. I'm going to bridge this bit of pipe work here, put a new gate valve in, and see what we can do with and get it working again. Once I get that water leak stuff. Bim, bim, bim. Right, get this pipe cut. Dead water, absolute waste, but I've got, like I say, it's in the garage, not that much of a problem. I'll stick the gate valve on there first. Lake or slick type paste, always use this. And I think you see a few of you guys use the tough things and stuff, and I don't like getting my hands dirty. Use that with a brush, it's great stuff. Put the olive on there first. You can see I'm just pasting at the top of the olive. So I've got the gate valve on there now. The reason being I've done that is it just shuts one point of water leaking out, so I can just contain one here. And what I'm going to do here is cut this pipe now, get the press gun out. I'm just going to press a full new section of pipe into here again, because you can see there where it's been leaking before. It's all cleared up, it's seen better days. So we'll get the press machine out. Look at getting this section cut out now and there pressed up as well. Right, so I've got that put together now, and I just want to show you guys why we like pressing at Caprani, because again, you can see the amount of water that is still leaking out of there. It's not been crimped yet. As I crimp this now, right, so one of the big things we like doing at Caprani is using the press gun, and the reason being is I've got my fittings put together now. You would not be able to solder that. You could potentially use compression, but again, compression I don't really rate it. So again, this is leaking bare man still, and it is dead water in the pipe work, but you can see I'm crimping, I'm going along, and the gun's coping totally fine, and it'll stop the leak. So I've got one more little leak there. Oh, I might have messed up there. Could have done, you know. Yep, think I ever cannot get the gun in, so let me take a quick second to evaluate what I'm going to do here. Just had some oval gun around, so apologies for that. So now you can see I've managed to press all that off. My leak has stopped. New gate valves in for the bypass, that new section of pipe there. Always easier to do it like that. Again, I like pressing at this company. Most lads do it as well here as well. So again, I'm going to start getting this, first things first should I say, get that pump out of there. I'm also going to check this return pipe there to the boiler. with it not flowing around. I know that's not failed. I am 99% sure it was that valve, so we'll have a quick look at this and address this. Right, so yeah, I didn't get much footage for that. Apologies, but again, it was just a bit of a nightmare being up there, all the stuff in the way. What I've done, I've kept the old compression joints on, just put new compression sockets on and bridged that bit of pipe work, because that pump doesn't need to go in. Why it's been put in there, I don't know, but I'll just lag that bit of lagging out. Like I say, lag over it, should I say. So what I'm going to do now, show you a little tip. That expansion vessel on the cold portable water side of the cylinder is fine. If I come to this one, I'm going to charge it. I know it's dead. You can listen to the noise difference. That is dull. So what I've done is I've put my screwdriver in there. I've got no charge in this, and to prove it, 0 bar. So what this expansion vessel does is, as this boiler heats up and heats the full building, this has a balloon, a rubber membrane inside here like that, that's basically a pocket of air all the way around it. As water heats, it increases in volume, so the bag will expand and compress against the air in there. I've got a feeling this has been discharged, so I'm whip the pressure relief valve out as well, just make sure that's seating okay, fine. I'm going to get this charged up now. So usually, again, these little bits of kit are absolutely great. Milwaukee, no messing about, used to have the pump, about 1.10 bar, more than adequate enough. Again, M12, simple as. System's opened up now. We can see I've got drain off fill, because as you fill these, you need to make sure you drain the water out as well. So that'll get in the way now and start pressurising that as quick as that. So that tells me there's something amiss with that inside, because it's doing it way too quick. I think the balloon in there is literally just forming back on itself, which it has now. And what we'll see here, to both sides, because we're pumping it out the system, that is now, that would stop drain. That's all the water that I'm pumping back out of the expansion vessel. So I'll give that a couple of minutes, let that get charged up. Again, I cannot stress enough, when you want a project like this, get your batteries charged, get them out of the van, ready for the next one. I'm having a quick wipe down on our box. The last projects that we did, things got a little bit dusty, so I like to kill two birds with one stone, charging batteries, keep my equipment nice and tidy while I'm stood around waiting for things like this to be done. So again, as I'm filling loops open, what I always do, whip the pump head off. You can't see much, but little particles of bubbles are coming out. Again, I'm just bleeding the burner off, the boiler should I say. Again, it's gone for, there is a drain over there, so it's not an issue. But as I just get that bled off, start getting this system filled back up, I'll go check all the radiators and stuff soon as well, just to see what's going on. I'm going to leave that valve off, which I've cut that incorporation of the bypass now, and the reason being I've done that, see the amount of air coming out there now. So a lot of, and I always do it as well, always take the head fully out. If you don't, it won't allow that cavitation to occur like that. So that's out, boiler's firing up now, pressure is increasing. This has totally failed though. When I whip the bottom of that off, it's leaking water from underneath, so you can see. So I'm going to get it up and running for now, just while I can, and then I'll have to go get one of these as well. Again, it's not an issue, I'd rather just see if I can get this going now, just to prove that the system is doing what it should be doing. Right, so following on from that pump being taken out, and my flow through there now is going through at maximum temperature. If I follow it back down here now, there's still a few underlying issues with this system. I mean, you can see straight away about the colour of the water. Sedimenting up to hell. But again, my flow straight off my heating valve there is red hot. Flow to my cylinder's red hot now. I'm getting flow down my return, so that's getting nice and warm. Boiler stabilised, it's modulating down what it should be doing as well. I've got the bypass cranked open slightly, so I've got a slight flow going on there. So when that pump does decide to pump over, when these two valves are occupied, that pump can still create a circulation of water, which will go through the flow, along that pipe there. It goes up, that'll be shut, and it'll come back on itself, through the gate valve, back to the return, back on the boiler. And all that does, it just disperses the heat away, so it doesn't crack the heat exchanger. But again, got to make do sometimes on site. I've just whipped a lead valve in. I've got no air vents on me, but for now that'll do, because I'm going to have to pop back. I've got to order a new expansion, knowing that that's failed, which is a bit of a nightmare, but I've managed to get it partially charged so I can keep it ticking over for the weekend and get back out next week and sort that. But again, we kind of got to the bottom of this one, just proving when people don't know what they're doing, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but there's already a pump in the boiler, and putting another pump up there is absolutely irrelevant. So that there is running smooth now, so it goes. Let's try to work as smart as I can. Going to drop this stuff in the system, MC3 cleaner, if you look there, it says it can be in the system for works within an hour, a max of 28 days. We will definitely be back before then to do that, get that flushed out, so it might give a bit of fighting chance. We're stopping this air vent up, get full flow in a minute, that's perfect. And all I'm going to do is dose this into the coil and get the customer to use the system as much as they can. So let's see. I've got a funnel in the van as well, but I'm just doing that for the ease. So I've still got the drain off open. The reason being is that's draining all water off and it's still clear water. So once I've got this filled up, I'll shut the drain off and get that system running again. Going a bit too fast for the drain off, but doesn't matter. So I'll do is shut that up there now. Shut that down. Open my gate valves. I don't think I shut that one down, I did. So now I've introduced that into the coil, I'll get this back on full flow, oil back up and running, and again, just a bit of air out there if need be. Just full now. So what will happen now, I've got them open on full flow now basically. This, if that's live, which should be turned on, which it is, that will pull that chemical in, back through the return, it'll go through the boiler, come back out from the flow and get sent on the full system. So again, just trying to work a little bit smart and think for the next visit. Like I say, it's not the strongest stuff out there, but it'll do the job on this occasion. Just so then we're trying to make the air system better as we can, so it's worth a try. Quiet power flush again. It annoys me because I'm one of them where I set myself a target. I like to get jobs complete and get jobs done, but on this instance I will admit I've been defeated. But again, we're going to let the office know. I'll fill out my job card now. We use a system called Job Logic. It's a great system. It isn't the cheapest, but it keeps all the engineers in the business knowing what needs doing. We can report back to the office on materials, labour used, track time, everything. Then for the client, through to the start to the end, the invoicing procedure, quotations, everything, it is smooth and simple. So, but yeah, does annoy me a little bit. Like I say, I do like to get these jobs complete usually on the visit when I've done the original quote and looked at the works, but this is just unforeseen. We've taken the bypass out, done what we needed to do to get the system working proper now and uncovered another issue. But again, nevertheless, we'll get booked in. I'll let the office team know. They'll book me in for the visit, one of the lads, and we'll get this power. Right, guys, so I'm just rolling away from that job now. It's boxed me in that little bit. I'll be honest, I've only held the morning tip there. It's now half, and I've still got 3 or 4 jobs to go get complete for the day, but nevertheless, on the way to get them done. I don't like that at times as well. I hate it, like the fact that I've said it needs a power flush. Look, the system generally does need a power flush. You've seen from the parts in the video here that it was in quite a bad way, but I just don't like it. I feel a real salesman when I've got to do it. But look, I'm open and honest and always be transparent with the client as best as we can be, so they're more than happy to go ahead with that. The system's definitely, like I say, going to get a good flush on that. I've put the chemical agent in now, the MC3. The reason being that I've done that is, again, when we do come to power flush the system, I'm hoping that that will, any solids in the system will basically loosen up a lot more, so it'll be a lot better. But that'll be a day for me, Matty, to come back with that one. Still a couple more bits to do. There's the expansion vessel that definitely needs change. As it stands now, it's okay, it's just borderline okay, should I say. Toilet part needs changing and a few little bits, but I'm going to head off now, get to the next job. I'll keep you posted.